fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
For more than 20 years, Call Service has been serving Southeast Kansas. Right now, Call Service has a huge selection of hand-cooked tires, including hand-cooked Dynapro ATM. Farmers and ranchers trust Call Service as their trucks crisscross Southeast Kansas, providing on-the-farm tire service daily. Plus, Call's is the first stop for lube and oil changes. Get back in the game with your new set of hand-cooked tires, never halfway. Available now at Call Service. Check them out online at callservicellc.com or call 620-724-4121.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Back out here at halftime here of this boys ball game, the Girard Trojans and the Neodesha Blue Streaks. Lady Trojans warming up right now, getting ready for their contest against the host school of this Wilson County Classic, the Fredonia Yellow Jackets. Trojan men in a strange one here in Fredonia against Neodesha. The Trojans kind of back and forth affair. Time to look at your eye on the game, brought to you by Kenora Eye Care, thanks to the support from their community. Kenora Eye Care has doubled their space and extended their hours with locations in both Pittsburgh and Girard. Kenora Eye Care is the clear choice. Kenora Eye Care, 620-235-1737. Trojans fell behind early in this ballgame 2-0. It was tied 2-2. Girard took their first lead at the 5:36 mark of the first quarter, 3-2. Neodesha grabbed it back briefly. Girard took it 6-5 and did not relinquish it until late in the first half. Girard continued to build a lead down the stretch of the first quarter. They led 17-10 to close out the first quarter. They grabbed an 18-10 lead and had an 8-point lead, the largest of the ballgame for either team at that point. But then from that point on, Neodesha would outscore the Trojans 18-7 down the stretch of the second quarter, including at one point outscoring the Trojans 10-2 before Girard would tie the ball game up. It would get tied up at 20. Neodesha would take the lead 23-20. Trojans would grab the lead back briefly 24-23, and Neodesha now leads at 28-25 here at halftime. That's your Kenora Eye Care Eye on the game. Take a look at your halftime numbers brought to you by Exchange State Bank, one of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas. Exchange State Bank is proud to be locally owned and operated, providing quality customer service, online banking, bill pay, mobile banking, and more. At Exchange State Bank, you're not just dealing with bank employees, you are banking with your friends. Learn more at esbks.com. The Trojans right now leading scorer, Caleb Muyer's got 12. And 5 points from Brett Ferguson. Rest of the guys got to step up a little bit. Ethan Goff, Ryder Whirl. Ethan's got 3. Ryder's got 2. And Evan Troike has 3 on a 3-point bucket. They've just packed things down so deep inside that Trojans are having a hard time getting any points at the bucket for Neodesha. Right now they're led by Donald Booth. He's got 9 points all in the third quarter, all in the second quarter, all from behind the arc for the Blue Streaks. Michael Schenkel right now has 7 for Neodesha. 4 for Cody O'Neill. 3 for Cody O'Neill. 6 for Dominic Skinner. 2 for Randall McKinnis. And 1 for Tiandre Kennard. But the really story for the Trojans, 50% from the free throw line. You'd think it was worse, honestly. But 7 of 14 in that first half for the Trojans, and that's something they need to clean up a little bit, because 7 points would make quite a bit of difference right now, trailing by 3. We'll see if the Trojans can get it squared away in the second half. They've been in the locker room longer than usual, and we'll see if they can get them squared away coming in here to take on Neodesha. They want to win, because if they do, Trojans, they want to win because it's a game and you want to win it, but that means they will play back in this gymnasium. Neodesha, Fredonia does a great job with this tournament. So does Neodesha when they host it. Nothing against them. The middle school gym is a marked difference from this gymnasium. I kind of like it. It's an old school gym, but you want to be playing in here. This feels better. From a broadcasting standpoint, we're rooting for them because we want to play back in this nice accommodations here. Hospitality, however, at the middle school is usually not too bad. So make your decision based on that. But the Trojans are awaiting the winner of either Caney or Douglas. Those two teams are playing in that gym right now. Caney, the number 2 seed, Douglas, the number 7 seed. Coach says Caney's pretty good. We'll see if they can make it and see if the Trojans can play tomorrow night at 8:30 right back here in this gymnasium. We'll step away, take a break. We'll come back, get you ready for second half action here from Fredonia, the Trojans and the Blue Streaks.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
Norris Outdoor has a huge selection of quality billboards spread throughout Southeast Kansas, giving you the ability to put your business in front of thousands of customers daily. But did you know? Norris Outdoor can also be where you get your next digital sign for your business, school, church, or sports venue. Norris Outdoor Signs is now a distributor of Sky Slate digital signs, giving you direct from the manufacturer pricing and giving your business a brand new look with high-resolution digital signage. To learn more, call Jared Norris at 620-249-7462. Norris Outdoor is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
Here we go, second half action from Fredonia. The Girard Trojans taking on the Neodesha Blue Streaks. Trojans trail by 3 here at halftime. They led by as many as 8 in that first half. Ethan Goff will penetrate to the rim, no good. Rebound, Brett Ferguson. He has been Johnny on the spot here in this ball game, fighting his way down low and pulls the Trojans within 1 point.
Well, you think about some of the battles he had to fight last week down in the trenches fighting for rebounds.
Yeah.
It's got to be just a little bit easier for Brett tonight to get to those balls coming off the rim.
Yeah, Neodesha here goes 6'5". They have one player 6'5". Pittsburgh at any given time had 3 guys at 6'6" and one guy at 6'5". I mean, it's a completely different look, but Girard has to recognize the situation, and it's a different look. Brett Ferguson on the block from behind. Boy, got a break now, a foul. Coach Castile puts his folder over his head and just kind of hides his eyes. The Blue Streaks picked up, I think, 10, maybe 11 team fouls in that first half. It slowed down. They were picking them up pretty quick in the first quarter, and it did slow down just a little bit in the second quarter, I think.
And they were picking them up because Girard was forcing the ball down low, and they just quit doing that in the second quarter, started settling for threes.
Swiftly back around. Again, they have been consistent with this zone look. That's what I'm sure Coach did some work at halftime, trying to find some holes in that zone with the whiteboard. Here's Ferguson on the baseline. He'll have to pull it back out. They will just put it on the left side. Here's Muya. He'll drive, slice through, shot no good, fighting for the rebound. He'll be called for the foul over the back. It's a Bears defense. In a football analogy, it's like running that Bears defense, a 7-man front, 6-man front, goal line defense. That's pretty much what they packed in here in the paint. And Trojans just having a hard time with it. You have to have some people who can hit some. You don't want to settle for those shots. You're right, Josh, but you got to have some guys who can step up, hit some 17-foot jumpers, some three-pointers.
Yeah, you got to loosen it up at some point.
Girard goes to a press and leaves the guy who's knocked down 3, now 4 threes, wide open. That press, they couldn't get back, and 31-27 your score. And a foul going to be called on the Trojans. No, foul's going to be called on the Blue Streak, excuse me.
The way Ethan Goff was walking off, I thought he got a charge.
He was walking to the free throw line. He had work to do. Foul was called on Cody O'Neal, his third. Team foul number 2 on Neodesha. 6:10 to play, third quarter, 31-27. Goff knocks down the first one. Trojans, again, that was the story. 7 of 14 from the free throw line. Plenty of opportunities. Ethan, a near 90% free throw shooter, and expect him to make his. And he does. Down the other end, another steal by Brett Ferguson. Up the floor they go. Trojans got to take advantage of these. Elevate, Muya, no good. Knocked around, still to be determined. Somehow Troike came out of it. Ferguson drops his shoulder. He'll kick back outside. Troike pumping. Now he'll try to pull that 10-footer, no good. Rebound. Ferguson. Damage up ball. Oh, no, they call a foul on Ferguson. Tell you what, Brett's putting himself in an effort today. Just the second personal foul. Again, that's something that's hampered him throughout the season, and he's done a pretty good job, as much work as he's had to do down inside the paint. 31-29. Trojans just kind of need to get over the hump here. Oh, goodness gracious. It's a good form tackle.
Yeah.
Dropping the shoulder there from Randall McInnes and puts one right in the ribs of Caleb Muya. Just going for that football. And they called the foul on Caleb.
Yeah, he initiated the contact going after the ball.
I guess I didn't see that. My mistake. See, there's karma. Trojans going to get the steal up in front. Troike just going to say, you know what? I'm sick of it. I'm just going to take it myself all the way to the rim. I think he caught the Blue Streaks with their heels down a little bit, and Trojans able to tie this ball game back up on the left side. Here's Booth. Got to get on him. They'll double him on the corner and go back outside. Trojans off left wing. Good tight defense. Girard, you can see they're elevating the defensive end of the floor just a little bit. They did not do that, and Goff way outside going to drive him out to the free throw line and three-point line, and Ethan's going to pick up a foul.
Not where you want to pick it up, but good effort on the defensive end. I think he just thought he was going to come up with a steal there and didn't happen, and had his feet out of place.
It's certainly a different approach here defensively than the Trojans brought in the first half, and they need to do that consistently here in the second half to try to get the lead. Here's another three by Booth, no good. Rebound by Ferguson. And here comes Muya. He'll drive, slice. Oh, man. The ability to change direction in the air is very impressive. Trojans back in front here, 33-31. And a timeout going to be taken by Coach Castile. He can feel things kind of slipping through our hands just a little bit. Timeout on the floor, we'll take it. We're back at 30 seconds. You're watching the Wilson County Classic on Girard Sports Live.
Girard National Bank brings you community banking at its best. Family owned and operated for over 80 years, Girard National Bank is committed to providing their customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Whether you require personal, business, or agricultural services, Girard National Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. Girard National Bank is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
This is Girard Sports Live.
.422 to play in the third quarter. Muya comes to the bench. He's got blood, perhaps. This apparently is outside the jurisdiction of Todd Bryan's athletic trainer. Make the trip over here. Fredonia's too far. He only goes to Neodesha. That's his limit. 169 really is where he wants to stop.
Persona non grata in Fredonia.
Not true. We made 3 straight trips to Emporia a year ago and loved every minute of it, of course. Booth again open. That's his first miss. He is 4 for 5 now from the three-point range. Goff's going to press the issue. He'll put it up. Get it to go. No, it falls out.
Oh,
that was pretty nifty there from Ethan, and he's certainly brought a different tenacity out here in this second half for the Trojans. Foul going to be called on Booth.
Yeah, he was suffering from the flu last week,
Yep.
which, I mean, man, when you think about how hard he played against Pittsburgh High with the flu, I mean.
We'll knock down the first one.
Quite an effort
Nope, missed
last
the first one, excuse me. Comes the second one from Ethan, left them both short. Rare empty frame from the free throw line there for him. Here off left side. And travel. Boy, it's good too. Good luck for the Trojans because Chris Aldrich was wide open on the backside and he found him, did Schenkel.
It's one of those things where you go to pass it and your guy's so wide open you can't believe it. Travel with it.
Goff going to bring it up. He's done more of this bringing the ball down the floor using kind of Evan as a 2. He'll move through into the ball game for Girard. By the way, is Dylan Collins getting some playing time here. It's a pretty heavy minutes for the Trojans. Off left side for Collins. He thought about it, didn't take it back outside for Goff. Here's Troike. Dump off, good pass. Carter Doherty up and under, just trying to fight his way. No good. Got to stay in there. Ball knocked around and last touched. We're going to say it's in favor of the Trojans. Blue Streaks all thought it was in favor of them, so they laid off of it.
And Doherty was headed to the other end, too.
That's all right. Good break for the Trojans. They need some of those to go their way here. 3:22 to play third quarter. You want to start if you can get start building on your lead here a little bit if you're the Trojans. And a walk by Goff. Because I tell you what, right now, Neodesha has a little think I can inside of him. Neodesha again coming to this ball game. They are 1 of 9. 1 and 9 coming in here. Their only win against Fredonia this season, coming all the way back in game number 2. So they're right now in the midst of a 7-game losing streak. There's a bucket and a foul. Evan Troike going coast to coast with the lay-in. Evans got 4 in the second half, 7 for the ball game. But Neodesha losing 7 in a row, and then coming here and playing the Trojans, who's 5-2, and coming off a really good game really good week last week, beating a really good Parsons team, and stride for stride with a really good Pittsburgh team. And Neodesha, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself right now. But if you're the Trojans, you've got to start building on this lead and take all that thoughts of upset off the table.
Yeah, you want to push this lead out to about 3 or 4 possessions. Really force Neodesha out of their game.
Schenkel put it on the deck, and good defense by Goff. Stride for stride there, trying to belly up on him. Outside for Tiandre Kennard. He'll kick back out and find for Schenkel. 2:40 to play, third quarter. Trojans up by 5. Their largest lead of the ball game is 8. That was the first possession of the second quarter, and they led 18-10. Blue Streaks outscored them down the stretch of the second quarter, took a lead into halftime. Trojans have come out here with a different approach in this third quarter. Blue Streaks being patient, probably one of their more patient possessions. Kennard.
Oh.
That was messy. Whew. And Aldrich somehow ends up with the ball in his hands, and they'll take it. Other end of the floor. And a charge going to be called on Ethan Goff.
Man.
He didn't like it.
No, the defender's got to have his feet set. There was no way.
Goff picks up his second personal foul. Dylan Collins going to check out. They got Muya bandaged up. Ryder World going to check in. He'll replace Goff. And Trojans will be back on defense. Going to put a little three-quarter court pressure here. Try to get that trap in the corner. It's the guy they'd want to trap. He had 2 possessions with 2 turnovers in the first half. They'll get it across for Schenkel. Bounce pass. They lost him. Up and under Skinner, just throwing up a prayer. No good. Trojans going to try to get out and run a little bit. Off to Whirl, left side. Ryder missed him. Wanted Troike going to the rack on the backside. Didn't get it. Back on to Muya. Here's Whirl. Ryder push over. Caleb. Tape on his left hand. On the right side. Here's Muya. Swiftly left side. Whirl. 90 seconds to play third quarter. From the elbow. No good.
Oh.
And rebound pulled out of the by Skinner.
Man.
Up in front. Trojans got to get set up. Kennard, he'll go duck his head inside. The freshman with no fear. His first field goal. And the Blue Streaks pulled within 1 here. Approaching the 1 minute mark of the third quarter.
Yeah, Trojans just haven't been able to get this lead over 2 possessions. And when you got a team who can shoot from the outside, you're not safe.
Nope. High post for Doherty. Give off for Whirl. And a little leaner. Shot no good. Troike. Go back to the Blue Streaks. Trojans haven't had a ton of rebounds either on the defensive end. They've done pretty good on the offensive end of the ball floor, but there's Schenkel way outside. Trojans going to pick him up. They've left some easy buckets down low with that very aggressive perimeter defense for the Trojans. There's a steal. Troike just stole it right away. Whirl up in front. Ryder with the right hand. Gets it to roll in. Good night. That thing almost had to get in that dress up there.
Did not want to go.
Stuck around so long. Good take there by Whirl. Trojans have done it with some defense here at times. They get back up on him. Again, loose ball. Throw out. Here's Whirl about same group. Ryder. He'll lay it up with the right hand. They had to back off. Good job by Caleb to get down there and at least be a distraction. Ryder said thank you because it cleared things out. Ryder Whirl, a couple of good possessions here, both defensively and offensively. And there's a shot made on a three-point bucket by Skinner at the buzzer.
Open shooters.
And that made a momentum that was in favor of the Trojans a little bit into Neodesha as we head into the final quarter of play, 40-38. We've got ourselves a ball game here in the first game of the Wilsey County Classic. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Girard High School back.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
Here we go, final quarter of play from Fredonia, the Girard Trojans. Neodesha Blue Streaks. Blue Streaks going to have the basketball coming out of the timeout. Trojans trailed at halftime, 28-25. They grabbed the lead midway through the third quarter. They hold on to it right now, just by 2, though. They've been a little bit more feisty defensively. That's been good. It's led to points, but it's also left them open to some easy buckets by the Blue Streaks on the other end of the floor. Little help defense has been pretty nice for the Trojans and caused some problems here, certainly on the perimeter. The first action there for John Wallace, catching outside number 11. He's got it here on the left. Over for Schenkel. Blue Streak's probably just going to, they want to take some time here and keep this lead what it is. Kennard with it. Trojans going to trap him. Look inside here and stolen away by Troike. Evan coming up with it into the paint. Ethan, layup, no good. Muya there with the putback. Good help offense coming back up there. And Trojans a large lead here, 42-38. The defense has been good here in the second half. They've had a couple of runouts off some turnovers. Ryder's got to slide over there and take that charge.
Too easy.
Schenkel taking it to the rim. 42-40. 6:39 to play in the ball game. It was a foul fest in the first half. It's been much smoother here in the second.
Oh.
No white jerseys down low in the paint on that missed bucket. Win, lose, or draw, this will be a film session because what it's doing is it'll give some teams some ideas about how to play the Trojans. Off left side, Kennard. Trojans help defense coming over. Leaner, no good. Rebound again. Trojans nearly let that one slide out, and Ethan's going to push the issue. He'll take it up. Slice the defense. Get some contact. Goodness gracious. I thought they were going to let that go, but Ethan will go to the free throw line to shoot two. Again, their best free throw shooter.
And he's pushing the issue. I mean, he knew he didn't have the numbers there. He just threw his body into the defender. Got him a charge earlier, but paid off that time.
He'll shoot two when we come back. Trojans up by two, 6:03 to play in the ballgame. We're back at 30 seconds.
McClellan Sanitation is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. McClellan Sanitation is also proud to have been serving Girard and the surrounding area for decades. McClellan Sanitation offers residential, commercial, and roll-off services. As a locally owned and operated company, owners Dave and Candy McClellan and their employees are dedicated to providing the highest quality customer service. To learn more, call McClellan Sanitation at 620-724-8486. McClellan Sanitation wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck this season.
This is Girard Sports Live.
.42-40 Trojans lead by two with Ethan Goff at the free throw line to shoot two. A 84% free throw shooter. He'll step to the free throw line here and drop the first one. Ethan is 4 out of 6 from the free throw line here tonight. Missed it. Rebound, though, by Muya. Caleb going to keep this possession alive. They'll pull it out now. Muya on the left side, thinking about penetrating. He'll skip it over for Worrell and back over to Troike. Now Goff. Pull it back out for Muya. Skip right corner. Here's Goff, wide open, three on the way. This is one needs to go, and it does. He has missed a bunch, maybe 3 or 4 today, but finally, when it counts, knocks down the triple. And
over and back.
It's going to be over and back. Another turnover there.
Yeah, I caught it on the Neodesha side of the timeline and then stepped 1 foot back over the half-court line, and the official right there to make a call.
Full timeout taken by Neodesha, trying to regroup. They can kind of feel this a little bit, 46-40. We'll take a 30. We're back at 30 seconds.
Are you in need of post-surgical therapies for yourself or a loved one? The employees of Medical Lodges are here to care for you. With over 50 years of serving the community, they pride themselves on having the therapy experience you deserve. In fact, Medical Lodges is the first healthcare company in the United States to be 100% employee-owned. So when you're at Medical Lodges, you're part of the family. Stop by one of their homes today and feel the Medical Lodges difference. For more information, check out medicallodges.com.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
Trojans with the basketball. Troike kickoff. Muya. He'll throw it up hard. Shot no good. Empty possession for the Trojans. Blue Streaks They need points. Down by 6 here, 46-40.
If you're the Trojans, cover the shooters.
Kennard out there with it. He'll go down inside for O'Neal, and he gets tangled up, and a foul going to be called.
Ferguson just trying to do too much reach in there.
Brett's had a pretty good ball game. It's his third personal foul with 5:08 to play in the ball game. He's only got 7 points, but he has been pretty crucial. When the chips were down for the Trojans, he kind of stepped up at some times with some putbacks. Inbound, that's a shooter right here, Booth. 4 for 5 from three-point range. Trojan get another steal. Goff, good dribble. Trojans 3-on-1. Ethan, scoop with the right hand, good. Boy, he has stepped up big in this second half, certainly defensively. Trojans have a 10-point lead all of a sudden. Not sure where that... It was 46-40. How'd it get to 50? Did I miss one? I think I missed it. I either missed a bucket or they got an extra one. Because now all of a sudden it's 12 points.
Ethan's last layup?
I did, but... Now all of a sudden a quick timeout again. This time Trojans going to take one to figure out how they want to hold on to this 12-point lead. This thing's exploded all of a sudden. It was a 6-point lead at the last time out. 6-0 run continue here. 4:38 to play in this ball game. We're back at 30 seconds.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent TJ Belcher in Girard today at 620-724-4558.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Okay. 52-40. Trojans suddenly in front by 12.
Yeah, it happened fast, didn't it?
Happened so fast, I'm pretty sure it's
not
not accurate.
They took the third quarter off and then...
Happened so fast, I don't think it's even accurate. But I've been known to be wrong.
Yeah, we may have gotten a charity bucket.
As I mentioned, I've been wrong. It was a Tuesday, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We only do it once, you remember.
It was cloudy that day.
Cloudy. Yeah. Top of the key here for Goff off the left wing for Worrell. Trojans need a good long possession. Don't have to hustle. Don't have to take a bad shot. Here's a three. That's a good shot for him.
Wow.
And again, Ethan, huge, stepping up here, the senior, doing what he needs to do to lead his team to a victory here in this Wilson County Classic. Good defense here. Again, the defensive effort here has been night and day from what it was in the first half.
Oh.
Ryder finally gets over there and does slide over to try to take a charge. Doesn't get the call in his favor. The bucket goes down on the take by Schenkel. And he'll go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. They weren't going to call the shot.
Yeah, the three officials had to come ask the scorer's table if the shot went in. I'm not kidding.
Oh, good night, Caleb. Shot no good on the free throw. He hits the deck hard.
Man.
And
felt it up here.
Off right side for Muya.
Yeah, he just passed that off, man.
He bounced right back up.
Yeah.
Maybe by the force hit and bounce right back up. I don't know.
There's some spring in this floor.
Outside for Goff. 3:36 to play. Trojans look like they're going to be able to hold on for a victory. Need to finish out the final 3 minutes here of this one.
Yeah. Don't stop scoring.
In doubt at times, certainly here in this ball game, and now they just want to be patient. Now is where you've been in that zone this entire time for Neodesha. Can you get out of it to play some man defense to try to force the issue? Because the Trojans can hold if they want. Ethan Goff. Oh, my goodness. Falling down. He throws that one high off the deck and takes a timeout. Coach Westcott does bring him over, make sure he's human, and he comes up with that bucket. He has had himself a fourth quarter. Only one of the guys scored a field goal. Ethan has 2 threes. He's got 11 points in the fourth quarter for the Trojans.
Yeah, he's really turned it on. We talked about him upping his defensive effort here in the second half, and it's really paid off. And he's been going reckless to the bucket, and that's the thing about shooters. You can't. He's been missing that three-point shot. He gets a few layups to fall, and then all of a sudden the three-point shot comes back. And a streaky shooter like that, all you need is something good to happen, and it just starts the fire. And man, he's been all over it here in the fourth quarter.
Don't forget, we've got a girls game coming up in just a little bit. The girls playing last. Typically, it's ladies first around here, but the girls will play second game, and they'll be taking on Fredonia, the host team, coming up next. We'll wrap things up here in this boys game and get you going in the girls. Neodesha back with it, moving from right to left. Under 3 minutes to play. Trojans lead it 57-42.
Nice entry pass.
Shot no good, but the rebound put back up and good on the putback by Cody O'Neal. And he'll go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play as well.
The Trojans putting Doherty in there, a little more beef down low.
Brett Ferguson will check out of the ball game again. Brett had himself a really good first half down inside the paint. A little quieter here in the second half. And free throw shot no good. They missed some of their opportunities here in the second half as well. Have the Blue Streaks. 57-44. Troike pull outside. Tough defense there by Booth. Troike will blow past him. Up and under. Shot good.
And that's why Neodesha doesn't want to get out of this zone, because they can't guard Girard man-to-man. They got to have the zone.
Yep. Here, top of the key for McInnes. Off left side, Skinner thought about a good defense there by the Trojans. Loose ball nearly gathered up.
Ugh.
And
nearly walked with.
Back over to Skinner. Again, good defense. Trojans just tough ball defense. They've been in there and been feisty here against the Trojans. 2:05 to play in the ball game. Trojans again will play the winner of Caney Valley and Douglas. Caney the number 2 seed, Douglas the number 7 seed. Back outside here, elbow Skinner, shot up and good.
They can shoot the ball.
He's in double figures with 11. Minute 51 to play in this ball game.
I'd be interested to know, is this Neodesha's one of their best shooting nights of the year? Because I can't believe they haven't won more games if they can shoot the ball like this.
Shot up and good by Carter Doherty. Carter's first field goal of the night will go down. They do put their stats out there, which is always good. Skinner averages 5 points a game. He has got 11, so yeah, for him, that's probably pretty good. McInnes, right on his average. Booth is definitely the shooter. He came off the bench, Donald Booth is, but he's averaging 13 points a game, so technically he's right on his average as well. A little below, actually. Shot no good. Rebound by Muya. Trojans going to run. Keep running with it. Caleb up and around. Lay over the top. Can't take a charge when you can float in midair like Caleb can sometimes and lay it over the top. He had 12 at halftime. He's got a quiet 18 points from Caleb Muya. That one goes over the backboard, out of bounds, back to the Trojans here with a minute 10 to play. Well, much like the game the other night for Girard against Pittsburgh, the score did not indicate the game. That's how this was going to end up as well, where this is certainly no indication of how good Neodesha played and how tight they played the Trojans here tonight. But alas, Trojans are going to come out on top. A dominant performance in the second half. And it started with the defensive end. Outside for Worrell. Under a minute to play. Here's Goff. He'll drive. Ethan will shake and bake there, and he'll drive to the free throw line and get some contact. On the night, he's been the guy who's gone the most to the stripe. He is 4-7 from the free throw line. Knocks down the first one.
Coach Westcott ready to empty the bench here.
48 seconds, he'll pull those guys off, and Ethan will have to keep his work going. Ethan shoot his second Free throw. Missed it. The Trojans have not had any really where they've made both. Not very many times here tonight. I think Ethan's only had one.
Yeah, I'm sure that's something Coach Westcott will talk about after the game.
There's Kennard, shot no good, knocked around, gathered up, and put up and in by Talmadge. His first field goal of the ball game. 65-48, 30 seconds to play. Golf with it way outside. Ethan talked about it here at the break, but certainly one of our candidates for players of the game, brought to you by Brocop Construction. We'll talk about that and more here on the Evans Motors post-game show and wrap things up here in the boys' game and probably pretty quickly get you going into the girls' action. And they'll hold on to it. Trojans going to survive here tonight. And you can kind of feel that rust get shaken off in the third quarter and certainly into the fourth quarter for the Trojans coming out of the snow break, holiday break, and the snow days and everything else, and got going in the right direction. So right now they win it 65-48 over Neodesha. Again, the Trojans will move into the winners bracket, and they will play tomorrow night, 8:30, here at this gymnasium against either Caney or Douglas. We'll probably try to find that out here before the girls' game is over, who that will be. And that means win or lose. If they win, they'll play at 6:30 on Saturday. If they lose, they will play at 11:45 in the morning on Saturday.
No.
So you will hear a homer call of the day. Neither one of us want to come over at 11:45 in the morning.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
But we'll see, and we will do it for you, no doubt about it, as we will bring you Trojan basketball here from the Williston County Classic the rest of this week into the weekend. Trojans win it, though. Final score on the boys' side, 65-48. Let's talk about it next on the Evans Motors post-game show. Evans Motors, guys have been putting people in cars on the road since 1935. Stop by the lot just south of Pittsburgh. See Nate or Eddie for a test drive and let them find the vehicle that's right for you and your family. Check them out online at evansmotors.net. The Evans Motors post-game show.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
McClellan Sanitation is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. McClellan Sanitation is also proud to have been serving Girard and the surrounding area for decades. McClellan Sanitation offers residential, commercial, and roll-off services. As a locally owned and operated company, owners Dave and Candy McClellan and their employees are dedicated to providing the highest quality customer service. To learn more, call McClellan Sanitation at 620-724-8486. McClellan Sanitation wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck this season.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Evans Motors post-game show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you, alongside me, Josh Ledner, as we're wrapping up this boys' game. The Girard Trojans win at 65-48. And boy, a game that was anything but that final score. Trojans fell behind early, back and forth in the first quarter. They did build a pretty good lead at the end of the first quarter, led 17-10. Had their largest lead at that point, 18-10 to start the second quarter. But then Neodesha started to come back a little bit, outscored the Trojans 18-7 in the second quarter, and actually take the lead in halftime. 28-25 did the Blue Streaks. Blue Streaks would lead. Trojans would tie it up at 31 apiece. They take the lead 33-31 at the 4:26 mark of the third quarter and never relinquished the lead. It stayed tight, 1 point, 36-35, but then it was 40-38 at the end of the third quarter, so a 2-point game. But in the fourth quarter, Ethan Goff goes to work for the Trojans. He finished the game with 17 points, and in the fourth quarter, he had 12 of his 17 in the fourth quarter. A huge fourth quarter for him. Led the way at the free throw line as well, and so that's why it's no doubt that Ethan Goff is our player of the game. Brought to you by Brocob Construction, where they specialize in new home construction. To learn more or to get a free estimate, call Matt Brocob at 620-687-2381. Ethan just kind of willed them at times in that second half, certainly in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he was the spark in that late in the third and the entire fourth quarter. He really cranked up the intensity on the defensive end, got some buckets in transition, and that keyed his outside shooting. And much like the Trojans last week against Pittsburgh High, they hung with him until that outside shot warmed up. And that's the same thing tonight. Neodesha able to use their outside shooting to stay with Girard because they were cold from the field. But once Girard started hitting from the outside, Neodesha couldn't keep up.
Take a look at your final stats, brought to you by Westridge Assisted Living, allowing seniors to remain active and enjoying their daily lives in a worry-free, stress-free environment. Stop by and see Kathy and Girard to learn more about what Westridge Assisted Living has to offer your loved ones. First up for the Blue Streaks, they did have 3 guys in double figures, led by Donald Booth. He had 9 in the first half, all from behind the arc, finished with 12. I think he only took 5 shots. He was 4 or 5 from three-point range. 11 points from Dominic Skinner, 11 points from Michael Schenkel, 5 points from Cody O'Neill, and then 3 points from DeAndre Kennard, 2 apiece from Randall McInnes, Joe Talmadge, and Chris Aldridge. For the Trojans, 3 guys in double figures, 18 for Caleb Muya. He just impresses because 18 points is like nothing.
Yeah.
And just how good he is that he can get 18 and be quiet about it. Ethan Goff, our player of the game, 17 points for him, 10 points from Evan Troike, 7 points from Brett Ferguson. Brett, I thought, had a really good ball game, 6 points from Ryder Whirl, and 2 points from Carter Doherty for the Trojans. Lady Trojans are warming up here on the floor, getting ready for their ball game. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and talk to the head coach of the Girard Trojans, Rod Westcott, next on the Evans Motors postgame show right here on Girard Sports Live.
Are you in need of post-surgical therapies for yourself or a loved one? The employees of Medical Lodges are here to care for you. With over 50 years of serving the community, they pride themselves on having the therapy experience you deserve. In fact, Medical Lodges is the first healthcare company in the United States to be 100% employee-owned. So when you're at Medical Lodges, you're part of the family. Stop by one of their homes today and feel the Medical Lodges difference. For more information, check out medicallodges.com.
Norris Outdoor has a huge selection of quality billboards spread throughout southeast Kansas, giving you the ability to put your business in front of thousands of customers daily. But did you know? Norris Outdoor can also be where you get your next digital sign for your business, school, church, or sports venue. Norris Outdoor Signs is now a distributor of Sky Slate digital signs, giving you direct from the manufacturer pricing and giving your business a brand new look with high-resolution digital signage. To learn more, call Jared Norris at 620-249-7462. Norris Outdoor is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
Paoni Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Paoni DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Paoni has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Paoni Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new CEREC dental system, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to paonidental.com.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, and more, or stop by the farm store for feeds, equipment, supplies, clothing, and accessories. Producers Co-op also has bulk fuels and propane available. To see everything Producers Co-op Association has to offer, visit them online at www.girardcoop.com or give them a call at 620-724-8241.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Here we go. Back out here to Fredonia High School. B.J. Harris, Josh Lettner sitting in here now as the head coach of the Girard Trojans, Rod Westcott. Coach, a ball game that's strange. And we talked a lot in this broadcast about how it was such a different change of pace. You mentioned in our pregame interview about how the last Friday night was up and down the floor. This was going to be a much different. Felt like you guys had a hard time adjusting, but once they did, different ball game.
You had to create your own energy tonight. We didn't bring any with us. You got to give Neodesha a ton of credit because they give us everything they could, really put us to the test. Packed it in on us and saw something we hadn't seen much of this year. So you got to give them a lot of credit because they did some nice things, but took us a while to get adjusted. And hopefully we'll bring better energy tomorrow night. We could tell before the game our heads weren't in it when we started tonight, and I think that showed that first half. But I'll give our guys some credit as well. We come back and battled hard the second half and thought we did some better things there the second half. Turned the gears up a little bit and, kind of got after them on the defensive end a little better.
One guy I thought in the first half that did play well whenever you needed him to was Brett Ferguson. He had a nice ball game down inside the paint and kind of kept you guys in it at times when it looked like the wheels were going to fall completely
Really
off.
did. Yeah. Brett probably had player of the game for you. Now, I don't know who you picked, but he did a heck of a job for us. Rebounded well, had some putbacks, finished around the rim. His length bothered them a little bit, too, on the defensive end. And he was a guy, he was talking and, had guys trying to get to the right spots. So, I felt like he did. He had a great first half and really kept us in the game.
He was until Ethan Goff went and had 12 points in the fourth quarter and turned up the defensive intensity. And I could tell that was part of the conversation at halftime was we got to make it done on defense. And he was one guy who did it, and it led to points.
Yeah, I thought him and Evan were real active defensively in the 1-3-1 and good hands and really got out and got after. Got a lot of tips, a lot of run-outs. And, that leads to offense and get feeling a little bit better, get a little hop in your step. And what do you know? We start hitting some threes. So, hopefully we'll bring that hop in our step to start the game tomorrow night.
Yeah, you got to turn and burn on it. You talked about in the pregame, this is that tournament atmosphere where you've got to go right away and you got to play. At least you get to play the nightcap at 8:30. Gives you a little bit more time. But what do you know of your next opponent? Caney and Douglas were playing. So
yeah, I don't know who we're playing yet. They're playing at the same time we are. I haven't seen anything. Obviously, Caney, I think, is the favorite there, but you never know.
So were the Trojans tonight, probably.
Yeah. So we're down 4 or 5 there at half.
Yeah.
So it's a crazy game. If you don't bring it, anybody can beat you on a given night. But Caney, we know a little bit about them. It's not going to be the walking up and down. They're going to get out and press, and they like to run. A little more familiar with them. We played them this last summer and actually split with them. They got a nice team and new coach doing some good things with them. So should be a fun one.
All right, Coach. Appreciate your time as always, and good luck tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, BJ.
Head coach of the Girard Trojans, Rod Westcott, joining us here on the Evans Motors postgame show. His interviews, as always, brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust. Make sure to go and pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years. Learn more about what they have to offer at mybankcnb.com. Time to kick off now the pregame show. As we get ready for the girls' game up next, we're going to hear from the head coach of the Girard Trojans, Brad Herlocker. We've got the Lady Trojans and the Fredonia Lady Yellow Jackets coming up next here on our second half of our coverage of Trojan basketball for the Wilson County Classic. We'll hear from Coach Herlocker next on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. While you're there, be sure to ask about their e-Power checking, mobile banking, and bill pay, and new Guardian Secure checking. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC, and a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris with you as we're on the backside of a high school basketball doubleheader tonight from the Wilson County Classic as the Girard Lady Trojans get ready to take on the Fredonia Yellow Jackets in this tournament setting here as the Girard Lady Trojans head coach Brad Herlocker joining us. And Coach, first, whether you want to or not, we got to go back to last Friday night and talk a little bit about that Pittsburgh High game. A tough effort for you guys, really from the outset, and just never really got their traction in that ball game. As you kind of come out of that, what kind of led to that kind of slow start, and how do you bounce back?
I think a big part of it's being mentally prepared, and I think it was obvious from the get-go we were not. Ultimately that falls on my shoulders, but, I felt like our kids, just were not, there wasn't a lot of belief in self that night, I guess is possibly the best way to put it. Tip your hat to Pittsburgh. I don't want to take anything away from them. They were, from 5'8" to 5'11" across the board almost, and everybody, there wasn't a slow one on the team. They all had some team speed, just like you'd think from a 5A school, but, we just did not, I don't think we even showed close to what we're capable of that night.
So you want to get back to work, obviously, and you want to try to get things going, and you've got the Wilson County Classic looking forward, and then bam, a snowstorm hits, and all of a sudden you don't get to go to the gym like you'd like to try to work out some of those kinks. How do you bounce back, and how do you approach now going into a tournament swing with some of the adjustments you're going to have to make now 3 games in 3 days no matter what?
Yeah, it makes it tough, and this season, if it's been consistent in one way, it's been consistent with adversity, with just the way things fall, from playing a Parsons team, with no games under our belt coming back from break, to all the injuries that we've had happen to our team, and now this. But, again, I go back to the old cliche or adage of, if it doesn't kill you, it can make you stronger. And I think as long as we approach this the right way and maybe as we're taking some of our lumps, we learn from them, I think at the end of this season we could be a much stronger team.
So obviously we talked a little bit here today about, the middle side of the game and just, that grit. But from an X's and O's standpoint, some of these injuries and some of the development of this team, have you changed your thought process on how you're going to approach this season, any from game one to now working into this Wilson County Classic?
Well, that's part of it from the other night is we went at times about 50-50 to a 4-guard lineup. And that's not something I've done a whole lot of in the past, but, with J.C. Murphy coming back and losing a post, it made a little bit of sense to shift to that. And, that's great if you start out the season that way and you're, ready to go. But we're basically, we're at the midseason tournament. And so you're starting to change some X's and O's and stuff out of necessity to get your best players on the court. And, that just creates a recipe of everybody, that learning curve in the middle of a year. That probably led to a perfect storm the other night.
All right, on to the Wilson County Classic. This is one where you guys are often favored to win it and have several times over the last few years. May not be the same situation as you go in as the favorite to win it, but still certainly some very winnable games starting tonight with Fredonia. What do you know of them? What do you expect out of this contest?
Well, Fredonia is one of those teams that you really don't want to play because to a coach that I've contacted, and I've contacted basically every coach because, you try to gain advantages anywhere you can in a season like this. And to a person, they say, well, they're not as bad as their record. And, they've had some losses that have been very tough. They played Colgan very tough, and obviously Colgan is having one of their best seasons on the girls' side ever in their history. So it's really, and I think they led into the fourth quarter of that game. So that makes it tough. And so we're facing kind of a tough draw, and they've got some shooters that, especially we like to run our 2-3 matchup, and the best way to beat a 2-3 matchup is to have shooters, and they have 4 kids that consistently can knock down the 3-point shot, which creates, an even bigger problem for us.
All right, Coach. Well, the good thing is you get to go back and get on the court and try to exercise those demons from last Friday night. We appreciate your time as always, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Head coach of the Girard Lady Trojans, Brad Herlocker, joining us here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. We'll step away, take a quick break. Still to come, your starting lineups. Keys to the game opening tip-off from Fredonia. It's the Wilson County Classic, the Girard Trojans versus Fredonia tonight on Girard Sports Live.
For all your insurance and financial service needs, call your State Farm agent TJ Belcher in Girard today.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Back at Fredonia High School, the side of the 2018 Wilson County Classic. BJ Harris with you alongside me is Josh Lettner as we're settling in for our nightcap here tonight. It's Girard Lady Trojans get ready to take on the Fredonia Lady Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets, the host team here, playing in their home gym. That always brings a little bit of an edge to the night and maybe a little bit of a difficulty for the Trojans, but they've done it in the past and they'll do it again here tonight. I mentioned earlier tonight when we were getting ready to do the boys game, the Lady Trojans, just like the men, are two-time defending Wilson County champions, and so the Trojans have that legacy here to try to uphold here tonight as they get ready to take on Fredonia. The Lady Trojans, of course, trying to bounce back from what was a pretty tough ball game the other night. And so, Josh, I went to work a little bit, and I don't do that much. I don't do that much work typically.
Yeah.
I went to work a little bit to try to find out how many times that had happened under Brad Herlocker. He has lost 3 games by 30 points in. I didn't figure up how many years he's been coaching, I guess, but in his time here, 3 times he's lost, and I was talking to him about that a little bit off the air, and he knew the games that he had lost by 30 points.
Yeah, they still sting, I'm sure.
Lost to Fort Scott back in 2014 with a group that won state championship last year. Were all freshmen. So you at least had that to look forward to, obviously, because you knew those girls were going to be pretty darn good. And then lost back in 2011, another really good team that Coach had to Webb City. And that Webb City team was probably the best girls basketball team I'd ever seen. And maybe still to this day, the best high school girls basketball team I'd ever seen. They went and played 5A class or 4A runners-up and then 4A state champions the next year. So not very many times. But in doing that, I stumbled upon the fact that this is Coach. Coach, I didn't mention it to him because I didn't want it to get in his head or whatever. Not that that would matter. But he has an opportunity to pick up win number 200 here as the head coach of the Trojans. So he has a almost 75% winning percentage for the Trojans, for the Lady Trojans, and this would be win number 200. We'll talk about hopefully that after the ballgame. If they do not win this, we do not mention that stat whatsoever. But, hey, let's take a look at your starting lineups. They just did them here inside the gym. We'll do them here as well. Starting lineups brought to you by Pearls and Curls Boutique, a great new shabby chic boutique. There on the south side of the square in Girard, right next to the Sheer Expression. See all the new arrivals they have online at facebook.com/Pearls, A-N-D, Curls, K-S, Pearls and Curls, K-S. For Neodesha, Fredonia, it'll be number 3, Whitney Solander, a 5'2 senior, number 5, Sheridan Sommer, a 5'4 senior, number 10, Jordan Smith, 5'7 junior, number 15, Katie Robinson, a 5'8 senior, number 24, Allie Miller, a sophomore. And for the Lady Trojans, it will be JoJo Ferguson, 5'10 junior. It will be Gabby Sands, 5'7 junior. Ridley Bailey getting the start, a 5'11 sophomore. JC Murphy getting the start as well. Here her second start of the season, 5'5 senior. And, of course, City Crane, 5'8 senior. Ridley Bailey going to be at center court and leap this thing off, and we're underway here in this girls' ball game. Game number 1 here of this Wilson County Classic. Lady Trojans and the Yellow Jackets. Here, Yellow Jackets, I believe they'll be the home team on the scoreboard. The jerseys will be away, but they will be, I think I read that in the notes. So they'll be the home team on the scoreboard, but wearing an away jersey. Still haven't had anybody explain to me why they started wearing dark jerseys in basketball for the home teams or away teams, but hit us up on Facebook if you know that answer. Here's Crane. She'll drive after the missed shot by the Yellow Jackets, up and under, easy.
Yeah, you can't just let her get to the bucket that easy.
Nope, she's one of the best players in Southeast Kansas, and that made it too easy for her.
She'll kill you all night long.
They'll control here, top of the key for Whitney Solander. She'll hold, move off left wing for Sheridan Sommer. Back to Solander from way downtown.
Whoa.
And no good. And boy, Miss Murphy, she was out in transition. Crane, though, will cross over, slice and dice, and lay up good. Uh-oh. They maybe didn't know that she can do that. I don't know.
Yeah, you
I assume
gotta
they've done
stop
their
her
prep.
dribble.
Solander will bring it back across. Move off the left side for Sommer. Back to Solander on the right wing. Oh, not a real big team here either for Fredonia. And there's going to be a jump ball or traveling violation called against Katie Robinson. Lady Trojans, I have that here, I believe, are the number 2 seed. Just like the men. No, the men are the 3 seed. Women are the 2 seed. Obviously, that was before the loss to Pittsburgh. And travel going to be called on Sydney Crane as she drops in a triple.
Huh. She took a little hop step, I guess.
That was strange.
I didn't see it.
JC going to check out. They got to kind of ease JC and JoJo in. This is the pretty standard transition now with Kaylin Flaherty again lost for the season with an ACL injury. And here's a foul on Gabby Sands. As they counted that 3, I believe. No, they didn't.
No.
Kaylin Flaherty out with that torn ACL, and so it's a big miss for her. She was a good player down inside, but this will be the rotation. Drake Worrell checking in along with Data Valley. Off left side, entry pass down inside. Shut up off the glass, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Worrell. Outlet to Crane. She'll run the floor up to Sands on the left wing. Yeah, we go top of the key for Sydney. She'll reverse direction. Back over to Sands. She'll catch, fire. 3 on the way, no good. And long rebound pulled out of there by Katie Robinson. Up the floor, blocked. Blocked by Crane. Valley up in front court, caught by Crane. Up with the right hand, no good, but foul going to be called, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Boy, that's a good little interchange there for the Lady Trojans. Crane going to go to the free throw line. Sydney on the season from the stripe. 59%. It's not where she'd like to be, certainly from the free throw line. She shoots a lot.
It's nice to see Crane going to the basket as hard as she has been so far tonight.
Left that one too short. And it will regroup and find that range for the second one. 5-0, all Crane here in this first quarter so far. Opening minutes of it. Little runner down inside, too deep. Kick back outside, shot off the glass, no good by Sheridan Sommer. And ball knocked to the bounds, last touched by Allie Miller for the Yellow Jackets. And back to the Trojans. 5:37 just underway here in this first quarter from the Wilson County Classic. Lady Trojans' first game of this tournament. Supposed to start on Monday and run Tuesday and then pick back up here Thursday and Friday. Instead, it's going to start on Thursday, run Friday, Saturday. Trojan men have made their way into the winner's bracket. Here's a 3 by Crane, up no good. Fight for it over the back.
Yeah.
They're going to get Brittany Bailey over the back. And she'll pick up her first personal, team foul number 2 on the Trojans. Trojans going to put a little token pressure here in the zone in the three-quarter court. It'll be broken easily by the Yellow Jackets. Solander on the right side now for Miller. She'll skip past left side. 3 on the way by Sommer, no good. And gathered up by Crane, and a foul going to be called on Allie Miller. And I think Crane would rather have the run out there.
Yeah.
In the foul, but Kenzie Smith going to check into the ball game and replace Gabby Sands. J.C. Murphy will come back to the ball game, and she will replace Brittany Bailey. Under 5 minutes to play here, first quarter. Talking with Coach Westcott off the air a little bit there, and you come into an atmosphere, and it's you can feel it. I mean, if you're watching this game at home and trying to stay awake, it's not a lot of energy inside the gymnasium. It's a good-sized gym, and you're Fredonia, you're the home team. You just don't have a ton of people here. Here's Crane slicing in again, can't get that one to go. You got to make your own energy, so you got to make some plays. And I think that's what helped the Trojan men was making some plays down the stretch in that third quarter, certainly defensively. They gave the energy to them, and then Lady Trojans are going to have to do the same. Otherwise, they can let this thing kind of get stagnant, and that plays in the favor of the Yellow Jackets. Shot no good. Put back on the rebound is no good by Katie Robinson, but she is fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot two. Foul was called on Crane. Her first, team foul number 3 on the Trojans. At the free throw line is Robinson. 5'8" senior. Really one of the players for them. It's got a little bit of length down inside. She misses the first free throw.
Yeah, that's one of the few teams the Trojans will face now that they don't give up a size advantage to, really.
Robinson knocks down the second one, gets them all on the board here for the first time. Pressure going to be applied here by the Yellow Jackets. Trojans patiently take their time to get it across the timeline. They'll fall back into a little zone defense. They'll spread out zone. On the right corner for Crane. Trojans can find that hole in the zone. Murphy, Smith, drive, baseline, Kinsey, good pass. Good extra pass by Kinsey Smith and a finish by Sydney Crane. That was a nice play there by the Lady Trojans. A very good possession. Patience. On the left side now for Sommer. Back over left wing for Robinson. Robinson in the high post. Stolen away by Kinsey Smith. She's made her presence known already. She'll kick back out and they'll reset here the offense for the Lady Trojans. 3:18 to play first quarter. Smith with it on the left wing. Now here's Crane back around. Murphy, she'll drive. Little runner with the right hand. No good. And rebound pulled out of there by Fredonia. Here they come in transition. Solander with it on the right wing. Back to Sommer. Back to Solander. She likes that deep range ball. And anybody who's going to shoot one from that deep the first time they pull the trigger probably need to watch on her. And Solander will knock down the three-point bucket and get them their first field goal of the ball game. Smith with it on the left wing. Back over top of the key. Murphy, good entry pass, catch, free throw shot. Drake Worrell, good. Nice job by Drake and a good ball movement again by the Lady Trojans. Drake, the first other Trojan other than Sydney Crane to get a field goal here in this first quarter. 9-4, 2:25 to play. From the elbow, Solander, shot no good. Rebound, gathered up, fighting down inside. Jordan Smith, her shot no good. And Crane will come over with a rebound. Smith, catch, pull, shot, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Fredonia. If it's not there, you don't have to take it. That's one of the examples maybe to take from there. You can always pull back and keep that possession alive and take your time. I saw the look, and I think she caught a little bit further out on the baseline than she thought she was, and that's okay to pull it down and reset the offense. Kinsey will come out, Worrell will come out, Crane will come out. JoJo Ferguson comes back in, Sands comes in, and so does Brittany Bailey for the Lady Trojans. Under 2 to play here in this first quarter. 9-4 Trojans have led throughout. Started out on a 5-0 run to begin things. Right now lead 9-4. Good defense there by Ferguson up in the face of Sommer. She has to get rid of it. She'll throw it up for Miller. Miller way outside. Trojans, tough defense. Solander on the right corner.
Fredonia doesn't have a real solid ball handler, and that's going to hurt them here as well against a team that plays this kind of defensive pressure.
Or an offense that I can digest here so far. Handoff looking to drive there and lost it off the knee. There's your ball handling. Katie Robinson turned it over and back to the Lady Trojans it goes. Kinsey Kester getting ready to check into the ball game for the Lady Trojans at the next dead ball. Valley will give it to Murphy. Off the Valley on the right wing. Here's Ferguson. Valley. Sands. Push off the Valley. Should go baseline. Jada came out of the hopper to start this season red hot. Kind of that, maybe there's a little bit of freshman naivete, not recognizing that you're not supposed to be doing the things she was doing early in the season. She got that concussion right there before Christmas break, and you can see that's slowed her down just a little bit, but they need her to get going a little bit, and she can really be a big-time contributor for them, and somebody who's going to probably have to be a big-time contributor for them next season as a ball handler and a force offensively. She's got it on the right wing. Back to Kester. Sands. Kester. Here's Bailey. Get her to her on the left side and let her go to work with that southpaw. Ball knocked around, nearly knocked to the backcourt there by Robinson, and gathered back up by the Lady Trojans. 35 seconds to play here in the quarter. Here's Sands. She'll fire a three for the baseline. Good. Gabby Sands knocks down the triple. The big shot there by her.
The Trojans took about a minute off the clock there and come away with a three. That's about as good as that could have gone.
Darn good possession there, way outside for Solander. They've decided to play her tight now. Foul going to be called on Kinsey Kester.
And when you leave just a few seconds on the clock like the Trojans did after that three, then the clock becomes the sixth defender out there on the floor. And Fredonia hasn't executed well when they've had all the time in the world. Now they're going to have even more trouble with 12 seconds.
12.4 to be exact, 12.4. That's crazy, 12 to 4 and 12.4. I love stuff like that. I don't know what it's called.
Numerologists?
For it.
Yeah,
just when things are like that, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's ruined now, and now the ball's knocked out of bounds. 10.6 means nothing to me. 12 to 4 your score. Trojans D'ing up tough here on the inbound. Oh,
that was
goodness
a walk.
Gracious.
Oh.
Loose ball. Everybody.
If they come away with a basket here.
Off left side, a good look by Solander.
Oh!
Missed it badly, and end of a raucous end to this first quarter. 12 to 4, Trojans lead by 8. After one, we're back in 1 minute. You're watching Girard Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
First National Bank of Girard is proud to be the oldest bank in Crawford County, serving the area since 1878. With 139 years of experience, it's no surprise First National Bank of Girard has such a great reputation for quality customer service. First National Bank of Girard is committed to providing the best quality products and services, including online banking and bill pay, loans, CDs, and more. Use the convenient drive-up window or come on in and see all of the friendly faces at First National Bank of Girard, a proud supporter of Trojan athletics.
Paoni Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Paoni DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Paoni has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Paoni Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new CEREC dental system, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to paonidental.com.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Twelve to 4, Trojans lead after 1 quarter of play here, up by 4. They've led throughout the duration of this one so far. Took a 5-0 lead to start things. Blue Jackets knocked down a big 3, but here's Crane trying to do the same. Shot no good. Good effort there away from the ball, trying to get that rebound by Jada Valley. Can't come up with it, but good effort nonetheless. Now here's Sommer. Solander. Out around midcourt, trying to shake off Smith. Good defense there by Bailey. Gathered back up by Solander. Off to the right side for Jordan Smith. Not a real deep bench here either by Fredonia. They need help. There's a 5 count, no a timeout. Yep. There wasn't any help coming over to help out Jordan Smith, and Coach Chad Estes had to take a quick timeout. Timeout going to be at 30. We'll keep it right here. 7:22 to play in this first half. And, Josh, it had to be tough for the Lady Trojans. I mean, that just was not a very good effort the other night against Pittsburgh High.
No.
Pittsburgh obviously was having a really good night, and those two things mixed. The fact that the Lady Trojans could go then and have the weather delay in their schedule where they don't have any time to practice after that, which would have been a great time to get back on the court. And then you come in here and you got to mentally be ready to go in a tournament action. So far, first quarter, not too bad.
Yeah, they seem more than ready to flush that one away and create a new memory here. And the defense is driving it tonight.
Yellow Jackets will have it. Moving screen comes over. They get away with that one. Gathered back up there by Sommer. Kick out over to the right wing for Smith driving. Loose ball. Still to be determined. And Sydney Crane will come out of there with it. She'll get it back. She wants to run. Trojans going to run the wheels off the Yellow Jackets. Crane hit hard as Allie Miller comes down there. And
she's forcing the issue a lot more tonight than she was against Pittsburgh High. She seemed a little bit timid and out of place, out of sorts in that game. Tonight, she is just going to the rack.
Different set of defenders.
Definitely a different set of defenders. Very different. Everything's different here.
A different group of females. It's a whole different team. Catch fire three could. Oh, Sydney came to play for sure. Not to be lost. You're right. She is being very aggressive, and it is showing on the scoreboard and on the defensive end. Nobody wanted to get on the floor faster, I'm sure, than Sydney Crane to try to wash that one out of her mouth. But a foul going to be called here on the Trojans. I thought it was a pretty good effort on the block there. They called on Crane. It's her second foul, though.
I think she's really fond of that call.
Yeah.
She thinks it was justified.
Solander going to the free throw line to shoot. 2. And she knocks down the first one. She's got most of their points. She's got 4 of their 5. The Solander. And the Trojans lead by 10. Or just lead this ball game as 11. That was a moment ago. Back down to a 9-point ball game. 6:32 to play first half. Trojans on top of Fredonia. They're the host team in this Wilson County Classic. Again, this tournament moves back and forth between Neodesha and Fredonia. Oh, good step through there by Crane, no good. Rebound by Bailey, up and good. What a great board and a good putback by Britley Bailey. Trojans lead back up in front by 11. Trying to penetrate. Good work there. Good defense, though, by Jada Valley. Nice take by Katie Robinson, but can't get it to go. Now here's Sands with an entry pass down inside. That's a good position. She walked with it, though, kind of slid those feet as she shuffled. But that's a perfect possession. They want to go to that left side, get it in here on that left side. And with her length and her ability to shoot there, I think they could really make a lot of hay from right there.
Yeah, Britley, and if she had that left-handed hook shot, she'd be almost unstoppable on that left block.
Jenna Ostrowski into the ball game, number 25 there, just inbounded it. Near loose ball, to be determined. And J.C. Murphy comes in thanks for that one. And it's going to be alternating possession in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Stop me every time I say Blue Jackets. I don't know why it's in my head. We just had the blue streaks, that's why. So I don't think I've said it yet, but I've thought it a dozen times. Now good bounce pass across the way and up and good. That's Ashlyn Reddick, freshman coming in there.
And that's how Fredonia's going to have to do it tonight with spacing and passing. They're not going to get stuff, they're not going to create opportunities with the dribble.
Coach Estes brought new players in here, trying to shake it up a little bit. A couple of players off the bench there with Reddick and Ostrowski. Foul called on Reddick, her first, team foul number 5 on the Lady Yellow Jackets, and Sydney Crane going to the free throw line to shoot too. First one's up and good.
Yeah, she might want to start having her mail delivered to the free throw line here in Fredonia. She's spent a good portion of this game shooting free throws.
This is only her third one.
Seems like she's been to the line more. It's deceptive 3.
She is 3 for 4 though. That's pretty good. 75%. That's pretty good math. 19-8. Trojans in front. Solander trying to make her own work, and she just worked on Kinsey Smith. Poor Kinsey just trying to track her from left to right. That's a pretty good matchup, I think, between Solander and Smith, and she got the bucket to go and the foul. That was a pretty good possession by her.
Yeah, didn't get much. Smith didn't get much help from her teammates once Solander got the step on her out past the three-point line.
Kinsey picks up her first personal foul. Solander missed the free throw. Other end, Crane, fade away, on the way, good, and a foul. Yep. We said it before, but Sydney Crane on the floor. One of these things is not like the other.
Right.
And the way she can just play out there, and you can walk into this gymnasium. I think I've said this before too. You walk in here and you don't know anything about basketball. You go, 23 is pretty good.
Yeah.
And she's going to go play college basketball for a reason. Good rebound by Drake Worrell on the missed free throw by Sydney. So that's going to send Drake to the free throw line to shoot 2. First one's up and good by Worrell. Drake's having a pretty good ball game. Had a field goal in that first quarter. She's averaging 1.3 points a game, and she's got 4 already here, so it's pretty good for this one. Trojans lead at 23-10. Under 5 minutes to play here in this first half. Out around midcourt, trying to shake off a defender. Who's holding it is Ostrowski. A couple years ago, there was an Ostrowski boy for Fredonia. It was pretty good and led them to a state tournament. Guessing that's family. Backside, she's got it. Catch, shot, no good, off the iron. And rebound, put up and good.
It's a pretty common name.
Jordan Smith gets fouled. She'll go to the free throw line, and she'll shoot 2. Fouls called on Worrell, her second. No, her first, excuse me. And so at the free throw line, it'll be Smith. Now that's a common name, Smith.
Yeah.
A lot of Smiths. Hard to put those together as family members. But the Ostrowskis and Fredonia, I'm guessing. Jada Valley will check out. Kinsey Smith will check out. In comes JoJo Ferguson and Kinsey Kester. Jordan Smith made both free throws there for Fredonia. 23-12. 13 is the largest lead of the ball game for the Lady Trojans, up by 11 right now. Murphy with it on the right wing. Help comes over from Kester. Here's Crane on the left wing. She's going to call out the offense. And Coach Herlocker wants a timeout. We'll take it. 4:16 to play in this first half. Trojans lead by 11, 23-12. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about their ePower checking, mobile banking, and bill pay, and new Guardian Secure Checking. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC, and a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans! Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more.
Runner to go and crawl over the iron. On the other end of the floor, Katie Robinson cannot do the same, and Lady Trojans will go the other way, again matching their largest lead of 13. Off right side for Mercy, she'll explode. Murphy, shot no good, rebound pulled out of there by Robinson. Now she's going the other direction. Here comes Robinson in transition. She'll dish off left side. Let one get away from her here off the right wing. Looking to drive kick. Loose ball, Ostrowski. And denied by Kinsey Kester. Good defense there by her on Robinson. Sand's going to check in and replace Murphy. Bailey going to check in and replace Worrell. Yellow Jackets inbound. Solander from way outside. Shot no good. And
shot that one from Leon.
She doesn't have a conscience. Push it out there from anywhere on the right side. Rebound by the Trojans. 3:15 to play in this first half. Crane with it. Driving. She's going to get hit and brought down hard on the floor. Foul's going to be called against Solander. Her second. Team foul number 8. And that will send Crane to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. Sydney, 3 out of 5 from the free throw line here. 3 out of 6 from the stripe in this first half. Right side for Robinson. Good. Down inside. They need to do more of that. Shot's good and the foul. Crane's going to pick up her third foul. So Sid's picked up a lot of points. 10, 14 points in this first half, but also picked up 3 personal fouls in this first half, and now she'll have to come out of the ball game here with under 3 to play in the first half. Probably be the end of her time here in this first half. And much like we talked about in the boys game, that the physicality from the last couple of games the Trojans have seen against Pittsburgh and Parsons, the girls have seen the same thing. They play a much rougher level of basketball in the SEK and even in the CNC, and so you got to make that adjustment. So trip to the free throw line is good and made. Oh. And alternating possession jump ball going to be in favor of the Lady Trojans when they set it, but a little contact to the face, and Jordan Smith going to get up and try to shake that one off. Can't hurt the moneymaker. I want to tell my daughter, get in there and mix it up. Just don't get a broken nose.
Well, she may have taken like a knee to the nose that time.
Yeah.
Shook it off pretty well,
She
man.
did. Tough kid.
Better than I would have. I'd still be crying on the floor, BJ.
Well, my daughter's got my look, so she's obviously gorgeous. Thankfully, only part of that is true.
Yeah.
She is gorgeous. She'll have to get over to the bench and get a break there. She did show some toughness.
Yeah.
Will come over and work on her.
Now the tears can come.
Trojans will work it into the ball game, 25-15. Trojans up by 10. They've led by as many as 13. There's a 3 no good by Sands. Rebound, Bailey up and in. Whitley's got a couple of good rebounds, and she's put back up for points, and Trojans back in front by 12 now. Good defense by Murphy. Boy, JC has spent some time on the floor just fighting today in this ball game. Now they've got numbers. Good defense there by Kinsey Kester, but coming back from behind, just trying to keep that from being an easy layup. I think that's a good foul for her. Her second, team 9. And going to the free throw line is Katie Robinson. 1 out of 2 from the stripe. Kinsey will check out. In comes Jada Valley for the Lady Trojans. And the front side of the 1-on-1, no good. By Robinson. Valley catch, baseline, she'll drive. Try to push one up, shot no good. And rebound pulled out of there by the Yellow Jackets. Here they come in transition. Now they'll pull back a little bit. 27-15 your score. Minute 52 to play here in the first half. They finally get into the hands of a post player down inside. That's Allie Miller, and she'll get her first field goal of the ball game. Trojans need to end this first half with a little bit of momentum. You can kind of, the Yellow Jackets have held serve a little bit here at times in this second quarter. Trojans looked like they were going to run away with it, but they've gotten a little tougher defensively. Trojans have forced some shots similar to that one, and loose ball in favor of the Lady Trojans.
Fortunate that time.
Yep. Well, they're going to change their mind. No, they're not. They should have left Smith in there because they were going to have to hand her the basketball. And then she ran out and, wide open. Sands had an opportunity baseline there. She'll pull it back out. Minute 22 to play in the first half. Girard National Bank halftime show coming your way in just a little bit. Here's Valley. Murphy, drive, runner with the right hand, good. JC gets it to go. A good take by her. Again, she's trying to work back from that injury, and so any bucket she can get to go and get that confidence up is a bonus for the Lady Trojans. Good defense down the floor by Sands on Solander on the right wing for Sommer. Here's the right side for Smith, who's checked back in after getting hit in the face on the right side. For Robinson, now drive. Miller fouled. Shooting two. Fouls Bailey.
And that's her second, man. You really hope Brittany Bailey can go 40.6 seconds here without picking up another foul.
I'd get her out of the ball game if I was Coach Erlarker. You got Worrell over there that maybe you could change her out with. It should be two. Officials talking about it. All they got to do is look up here. I'll tell them. That's the 10th team foul.
Well, they're doing a 1-on-1 here.
Yep. She missed the first one.
Well, now we got to go have a conference between the officials and the score table to count the number of fouls, which are clearly posted on the scoreboard.
I was up here trying to work and get us on the air, but you got a chance to check out the hospitality room. How was that?
It's nice. They got a pretty decent vegetable beef stew. Got some
I thought that was chili.
Gardettos. So did I, but there were vegetables in it. Got some Gardettos. Those were,
Was that like a Texas sheet cake? What was that? What was
yeah,
that
it
cake?
was a sheet cake. It was, yeah. It was fair to partly cloudy.
They finally work it out, and it was a shooting two situation. And missed the first, made the second.
Which apparently everybody in the gym, except for the guys wearing stripes, knew.
So hard on those guys.
I know. They're just,
They have feelings, too.
I know.
Under 30 seconds to play here in this first half. 29-18 Trojans in front by 11. Just kind of maintaining this 11 to 13-point lead here in this second quarter. Yellow Jackets will have some answers maybe that they can put together. JoJo Ferguson losing it. Out. Valley. Murphy. 1 second on the clock. Oh, good!
Oh, man!
Down a three at the buzzer for J.C. Murphy. And she had a nice little second quarter. She's got 5 at the break, and the Trojans lead at 32 to 18, 14 points, their largest lead of the ball game. That's how they'll go to the locker room with all that momentum. We'll talk about it next here on the Girard National Bank halftime show. Girard National Bank bringing you community banking at its best. They are committed to providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to Girard National Bank. Lady Trojans lead at 32-18. We'll talk about it next on the Girard National Bank halftime.
Girard National Bank brings you community banking at its best. Family owned and operated for over 80 years, Girard National Bank is committed to providing their customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Whether you require personal, business, or agricultural services, Girard National Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. Girard National Bank is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, and more, or stop by the farm store for feeds, equipment, supplies, clothing, and accessories. Producers Co-op also has bulk fuels and propane available. To see everything Producers Co-op Association has to offer, visit them online at www.girardcoop.com or give them a call at 620-724-8241.
When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
For more than 20 years, Call Service has been serving Southeast Kansas. Right now, Call Service has a huge selection of hand-cooked tires, including hand-cooked Dynapro ATM. Farmers and ranchers trust Call Service as their trucks crisscross Southeast Kansas, providing on-the-farm tire service daily. Plus, Call's is the first stop for lube and oil changes. Get back in the game with your new set of hand-cooked tires, never halfway. Available now at Call Service. Check them out online at callservicellc.com or call 620-724-4121.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Girard to Make halftime show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris, Josh Lettner with you here from the Wilson County Classic in Fredonia. The Girard Lady Trojans right now on top of the Fredonia Yellow Jackets, the host team of this tournament, 32-18. Here's how we got to where we are right near halftime, 32-18. Take a look at it on the Eye on the Game, brought to you by Kenora Eye Care. Thanks to the support from their community, Kenora Eye Care has doubled their space and extended their hours with locations in both Pittsburgh and Girard. Kenora Eye Care is the clear choice. Kenora Eye Care, 620-235-1737. First up, the Lady Trojans jumped out to an early 5-0 lead. Fredonia did not get on the board until the 4:14 mark in the first quarter. They did only had one field goal in that first quarter. That was a three-point bucket by Whitney Solander. She's pulled the trigger on some deep ones, but that was the only one that's gone so far. It was 12-4 into the first quarter. Lady Trojans extended that lead to 11 early in the second quarter and just kept kind of plugging away. They got the lead about midway through the second quarter rather. They were up, their largest lead at that point was 13, 23-10. They led again 25-12. And then right now they hold on to this 14-point lead, a buzzer beater there at the conclusion of that first half on a three-point bucket by J.C. Murphy. Our shot of the game and our hit of the game brought to you by Bradshaw Collision Repair. If a deer or anything ends up knocking on your car the way she just knocked down that three-point bucket, take it to Bradshaw Collision Repair. Bob Bradshaw offers refinishing, paintless dent repair, glass replacement, and more. Let Bradshaw Collision Repair get you back in the game. Call 620-724-7300. Lady Trojans lead it again 32-18. Let's take a look at your your halftime stats. Halftime stats brought to you by Exchange State Bank, one of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas. Exchange State Bank is proud to be locally owned and operated, providing quality customer service, online banking, bill pay, and mobile banking, and more. At Exchange State Bank, you're not just dealing with bank employees, you are banking with your friends. Learn more at esbks.com. First up for the Yellow Jackets, 6 points from Whitney Solander. I mentioned that three-point bucket she hit in the first quarter. 3 points from Allie Miller, 2 points from Jordan Smith, 2 points from Ashley Reddick, and 1 point from Katie Robinson for the Yellow Jackets. They did not shoot very well from the free throw line as well, left some points out there. Lady Trojans led here at halftime by Sydney Crane with 14 points. She was very difficult to stop. The only way she is getting stopped a little bit is some foul trouble. She's got 3 here at halftime. 5 points from J.C. Murphy, including that three-point bucket at the buzzer. 4 from Brittany Bailey, 4 from Drake Worrell, 3 from Gabby Sands, and 2 from JoJo Ferguson. Lady Trojans lead it here at the break 32-18. Trojan men were victorious earlier tonight. Trojans won 65-48 to advance to the second round. They'll take on either Douglas or Caney Valley that played earlier tonight as well. We'll find out who that is here. I'm going to go find that out right now, and we'll talk about it when we come back out of the break. Lady Trojans lead it right now 32-18. We're back with the second half next.
Thanks to your support, Kenora Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Kenora Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net. or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Haha. Back out here, getting ready for second half action from Fredonia, the Girard Trojans, Lady Trojans on top of the Fredonia Yellow Jackets, 32-18 here at the break. Pretty good first half, but again, I kind of mentioned it in the pregame interview with Coach Erlock. You're trying to exercise some of those demons from the other night. A 30-point loss to Pittsburgh. Not a real good effort. I mean, you can handle getting beat by a team that's better than you at times, and certainly playing better than you, but you can't have a letdown in effort. Certainly haven't had that tonight, but I think it's important for the Trojans to continue to be strong to try to shake off whatever that was last Friday. So they pick up where they left off at the first half. J.C. Murphy knocks down a three-point bucket. She will. She'll get in front and knock that ball away, defending on Solander, and she picks herself up off the deck. It'll stay with the almost did it, Yellow Jackets. Inbound deep for Sommer. Solander, she'll catch and fire from anywhere, and that's why. She's got that range. Dynamite comes in small packages, and she'll pull the trigger from just about anywhere. Got to stay on her. JoJo gave her just enough room, and they're down the floor. To jump ball should be the call. No, we're going to call foul on JoJo. Her first personal foul. Team foul number 1 on the Trojans here in the second half. It'll go back to the Yellow Jackets here. Just underway second half, 32-21. Largest lead of the ball game for the Trojans is 14. Sands stride for stride down the floor with Solander. She'll pick her up in the man-to-man. Switch over. Switch back. Sommer, kick, right wing. Looking to drive Robinson. She'll follow Murphy into the paint. Get some contact there. Solander able to shake Sands a little bit. Shot no good. Rebound Ferguson. And JoJo will push off for Crane. Crane bring it up the near side. Behind the back. Pull up. 10-footer off the glass. No good. Rebound. And a out of bounds off of Robinson for the Yellow Jackets. Fredonia will take you out of your game a little bit just because they kind of throw a lot of stuff at you and kind of play erratic at times. There's a travel. Foot slipped, I think, a little bit.
That pivot foot slid.
7:03 to play. Trojans yet to put one through the hole here, nearly a minute into this.
Picking up some fouls here early and ticky-tack way far away from the bucket fouls.
That was on J.C. Murphy. Should pick up her first personal foul. Team foul number 2. Trojans going to press here on the inbound. Solander will shake off Sands again to get open. Gabby will come right down the floor.
Yeah, I'd make her handle it under pressure as much as possible.
Robinson to Sommer, left side. Ferguson will put a hand in her face. Back over top of the key, here's Smith. She'll drive, scoop with the left hand, good. Good take there by Jordan Smith. And the Yellow Jackets coming out with a little bit of comeback on their mind. 11-point ball game. 9-point ball game. After the Trojans led by 14 at the break. They need to get on the board here.
There we go.
Down inside. Turn, shot up. Maybe forced a little bit. And last touched by the Yellow Jackets. It'll stay with the Lady Trojans. That one, I think Britley was just so happy to get it down to her there. She was going to put that one up no matter what. Didn't quite get that drop step in there and forced that shot maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, that needed to be a 5-footer, and it was a 10-footer.
Here's Sands to inbound. She'll get to the high post for Bailey. Back over for Crane. Sid had 14 points in the first half. Elbow, Crane, no good. To be determined. Loose ball. Valley comes out of there with it. Her shot's no good. Trojans have missed some buckets. This end of the floor was not that favorable for the Trojan men either. In that first ball game of the night, where the Trojans did end up winning 65-48, but it was a close game, a 2-point game going into the fourth quarter. There's a shot, no good. Worrell can't get the rebound. Gathered up by Smith. Nope, that's Sommer. She'll put it up and in. 7-0 run to start this. And here comes the timeout, maybe. Nope.
Blocking foul.
Foul called on the Yellow Jackets. Sommer, her first, team 2. Team 1 here in the second half. 32-25. It is a 7-0 run to start this second half, and I was surprised Coach didn't call a timeout. Ball deep. Crane, high post for Bailey. She'll go back to Sydney. Sydney crossing over. She'll drive, little runner in the paint. Good. That'll stop this run. Needed that badly. She's got to be the person to do it. 34-25. Just left of the circle there, held up by Sommer. Give way, Solander. Got to get a hand in her face. No good. Loose ball gathered up by Sands. Got to hit that outlet. They have missed some opportunities, have the Trojans on the fast break. Just got to recognize that and take advantage of it. Catch and fire. Crane, 3, good. Sydney trying to pick up where she left off. She's got 19 in the ball game. 37-25. She's got a 5-0 run of her own going right now. Solander on the left side. They've tried a couple different players. Sands has guarded her, and now Jada Valley going to pick her up. There's a jump ball.
Oh, wow.
Tough call there.
That wasn't a foul last week, but
tough call against Jada Valley. Well, you can't, that's a debate, I guess, and you're going to have different crews working every game. You can't be consistent week, crew to crew, but you can be consistent game to game. And to their credit, they have been very consistent here tonight. That's really all you can ask for.
They've been pretty decent. You haven't heard me riding them too much
I haven't,
tonight.
even in the breaks, when you really let it loose.
Yeah.
Down inside. Kick back out. Set, fire, Smith, 3, good. Jordan Smith come to play a little bit too. She's got 5 points in this third quarter, 7 for the ball game. The Yellow Jackets got a couple of threes that have allowed them to kind of keep pace here in this third quarter. 9-point ball game, 37-28. Here's Crane. She'll blow past, force it up. Shot no good, but she's fouled. And Sid will go to the free throw line to shoot two. Sydney in that first half, 3 of 6 from the stripe. About a 60% free throw shooter.
She's going to have to improve that.
Yep. Lifts the first one off the front iron. That's a.
And I'll bet you her stats are absolutely terrible on the first free throw.
Yeah, I don't have those. I'm not
Yeah,
I'm
not that good either. But it seems like she usually misses the front end.
38-28, 10-point ball game, 3:48 to play in a pretty quick moving third quarter. Solander trying to cross over on Valley. Does. She's a pretty good little ball handler. Can certainly move. This shot's off the mark badly. Good play by Worrell, just getting in front and keeping that one from being saved. It'll go back to Lady Trojans. Miller going to check back into the ball game for.
Now, if I'm the Trojans, I turn up that defensive pressure because Solander's on the bench. Who's going to handle the ball for Fredonia?
Right. Worrell back outside for Murphy. Here's Valley at the elbow. Worrell, no good. And rebound pulled out of there by the Yellow Jackets. Trojan men will take on Keene Valley. Updated bracket there in that ball game. They beat Douglas 58-47 in the ball game that took place at the same time as the Trojan men's game. And Drake Worrell going to come over the back. She'll pick up her second personal foul. (38-28). Inbound. Catch and fire, 3 on the way, left short. And Valley fights her way up there to get it. They nearly strip it out from her. Now here come the Trojans. They've got numbers. 4-on-1. Crane, bounce off. Murphy, off the glass. No good, but she is fouled. And JC will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. JC again knocked down a 3 at the buzzer to really have a nice momentum going to the locker room. And this game has just kind of been a grind-em-out game. It has not really ever had a ton of flow.
No.
And the Trojans got that double-digit lead there in the early part of the second quarter, and it just kind of stayed there. It's been 11-14 is kind of where it stayed. Now a 10-point game, and Murphy a chance to make it 12. She'll knock down the first one. Ashlyn Reddick going to check into the ball game. Out goes Allie Miller. Murphy at the free throw line to shoot her second. That one rolls around, but in. 40-28, back to a 12-point ball game for the Trojans. The Yellow Jackets did start this second half on a 7-0 run, trimmed the lead down to 7, but Trojans have stopped that run a little bit. Now a turnover off the foot and out of bounds. And it'll go back to the Lady Trojans here with 2:32 to play in the third quarter. Jada Valley going to check out. Gabby Sands going to come back in for Girard. Sydney Crane going to bring it to the floor from right to left. It's Crane in the paint. Pull up. Little bunny. Off the glass. No good. Rebound pulled out of there by the Yellow Jackets. And here they come in transition. Backside. Good ball movement there. Up and good by Jenna Ostrowski. And probably the best fast break we've seen from them here tonight. 40-30. Crane will set the offense here for the Lady Trojans. Under 2 to play. She'll just drive, push it up, off the glass, good. Sometimes you get the feeling she could do that almost every time, but they have packed it down inside at times on her. Here's Sommer. She'll set it up for the Yellow Jackets, driving down inside. And this is Jordan Smith, the junior.
I think Sydney picked up her 4th there.
Yep. Sydney Crane picks up her 4th personal foul. And Jordan Sommer, they might have the green light for her just to drive at her if she gets matched up with her. Because Sommer seems one of the few people here for Fredonia that can kind of create their own shot. Solinder going to check into the ball game and replace Ashley Reddick. Crane will have to come out of the ball game and sit down with those 4 fouls here, and probably won't see any more of her in this third quarter. I'd be surprised to see her early in the fourth. And here's the second one up and good. Back to a 9-point ball game. Coming up on the 92nd mark of this third quarter. Jada Valley back into the ball game as well. She'll try to cross it over on Robinson. She's got a little bit of speed advantage there, and there's a turnover by the freshman. Robinson going to drive on Valley, put it up, and it won't roll in. Rebound to be determined, pulled out of there, and a travel going to be called as Casey Murphy took one to the
right in the face. Got
I think maybe an elbow.
In the face, yeah.
You know what's crazy is if this is college, they stop everything, go to the scoreboard, and whoever did that, I didn't see who did it, probably gets ejected.
Yeah.
Because they see it. If you have any malintent when you swing those elbows and you make contact on a head, you're out of the ball game. At least you'll get an intentional foul, and they don't do that in high school. Of course, they don't have typically video. We obviously could provide that replay for them if they'd like to see it. JC's tough girl. She'll come over and shake that one off and get going again. No doubt they need her on the floor. Sands backing in at the elbow. Now she needs help. A little give and go for Ferguson. JoJo got away with a carry probably. Now a foul. Oh, they're going to say a foul.
Well, they missed one on one end, give you the one on the other end.
Oh, Ostrowski picks up her third personal foul. Team foul number 4 on the Yellow Jackets. Kinsey Smith get it into Bailey. She'll drive with that left hand. Good, and the foul. Good take by Brittany Bailey.
And decisive. She didn't waste any time, just went straight to the bucket. I like it.
She's got 6. She'll go try to the and one, make it 7 here from the free throw line. Ostrowski picks up her 4th personal foul in limited minutes. And 5th team foul, and into the ball game comes Ashlyn Reddick. Bailey makes the free throw. Completes the old-fashioned three-pointer and gives the Lady Trojans another fairly comfortable margin here right now going into the final moments of this third quarter. And another foul away from the ball. Kinsey Smith is struggling a little bit with that. She's gotten called some ticky-tack fouls.
I didn't see it there. She poked the ball loose and then went back after it. There wasn't much contact.
Picks up her first.
Like an anticipation call.
I thought she had picked up more than that. It's just her first foul. 6th team foul on the Lady Trojans. So we'll see some free throws down the stretch. Solinder finds an open look. Good. She started out this game shooting one from the mezzanine, and you thought, well, that's strange. And now you know why. 45-36. Back to a 9-point contest. Just can't shake the Yellow Jackets. Down inside Bailey. She'll go right and draw some contact. It's certainly not as smooth looking as when she goes left, but it's something you got to develop because teams are going to shade you to that left side because they're going to know. And if you can go right, draw contact, go to the free throw line. She's a good free throw shooter. And she'll knock down the first one. 2 for 2 on the night from the stripe for Bailey. And on the season, they shouldn't been there a lot. 63% free throw shooter. Misses the second one. And at the buzzer, Solander nearly got one to go. She's a feisty one. 46-36. It's a 10-point game. They closed the gap slightly in that third quarter. Trojans need to drop the hammer here in the fourth. We'll see if they do when we come back. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Well, here we go. Into the fourth quarter of play in this one. Wilson County Classic, first round action. Trojans trying to get into the winner's bracket. Trojan men did earlier tonight, 65-48. They'll take on Caney Valley tomorrow at 8:30 here at this gymnasium. We'll have it here on Girard Sports Live. Lady Trojans trying to make our life easier and make their life easier as well by winning, and I think they would play them the game right before that here at this gymnasium. If they don't, I think they split them up, and that becomes difficult for
me.
Girard Sports Live.
Yeah.
There's a give and go. Nice look by Valley, and the finish by Kinsey Smith. Kinsey's first field goal of the ball game. They gave it to JoJo. That was Smith. Top of the key now controlled by Robinson. She'll give. Nice finish there. Good dish. Allie Miller.
Like Fredonia waited a little too long to wake up in this one.
48-38. Trojans back with it, driving Valley. Trying to just save it from going out of bounds, and JoJo's going to get called for another foul. Her third. Team foul number 7, so that'll send them to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. Fredonia get a good opportunity to do some free throws. They have not done great at that here today. In the first half, they were 3 of 7, and they have not shot one in the second half. Oh, there they are, 2 for 2. So 5 of 9 from the free throw line so far, and that one's off the back iron, no good. And a timeout going to be taken by Coach Herlocker. Trojan men, as I mentioned, they won earlier tonight 65-48. And again, they'll take on Caney Valley. Caney, the number 2 seed. No, that's not right either. I got it here. Don't worry. They are number 2 seed. Trojan men, the number 3 seed.
Who's the number 1 seed?
Caney Yates Center. They were just out there warming up. We'll watch them for a little bit here before we take off. But Caney Valley, 58-47 winners over Douglas earlier tonight. If the Lady Trojans were to win this game, they would be taking on either Blue Stem or Neodesha. Nope, they'll be taking on Blue Stem. Blue Stem won earlier tonight, so just down the road here, Leon. So that's who the Lady Trojans would play if they win. If they lose, they'll play Neodesha. And again, that's at 6:45 in the middle school gym. You'll have decisions to make. Oh, goodness. 10-point lead right now with 7 minutes to play in this ball game. High post for Bailey. Off the left side for Murphy. Here's Valley. Murphy, wrap around, down inside Bailey. Working, left, off the glass, good. Nice take by Briley. She's having herself a pretty good ball game, and she's got 9 points here for the Lady Trojans, lead back in front by 12.
Real good second half.
And they throw it away. Good defense there by the Lady Trojans. Bailey is averaging 4.5 points a game, so well over her average here with 9. Nearly doubled it, in fact, exactly. My math has been off the hook tonight.
Yeah.
I think I said an 11-point lead a little while ago when it was a 9-point lead. So win some, you lose some. High post for Ferguson. Give off to Murphy. She gets a ton of contact and finally gets the call to come as she comes down. And JC will go to the stripe to shoot 2. That's the 7th team foul on the Yellow Jackets. So we're all shooting free throws here from here on out. And JC has been 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Good to see her back on the floor and contributing here for the Lady Trojans. Just has battled through so many injuries, and she
hit that big three-pointer, the buzzer beater, to end the first half.
She fought through her leg, that knee injury last year, all through that run to state. It's just unfortunate because she's been such a good contributor here since the get-go, since she was a freshman for the Trojans, and just was limited. Not a great trip there, but need to get her healthy. She can do what she's done here tonight on that last trip to the free throw line. Obviously, not an example of that, but Trojans up by 12 here, 6:14 to play. In the backcourt, Fredonia. Trying to bring it up the floor is Robinson. Working against JC. Give it off to Smith at the elbow. She pulls up. Good defense there by Jada. Looking to drive Solinder. She'll pull the trigger from the elbow. No good rebound. Coming in there on the boards, Brittany Bailey. Give it off to Gabby Sands, and now here comes Murphy. She'll run the point here for Lady Trojans. Again, not seeing Sydney Crane out there. She's had 4 fouls, about 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Picked up her 4th foul, had to sit down. Drake Whirl nearly threw it away, did throw it away. Stolen away by Smith. Turnover there. Nearly got it back. Still to be determined. Loose ball, last touch, out of bounds, off the Trojans. Or off the Yellow Jackets, rather. My hands were saying one thing, my mouth said another.
Trojan ball.
It's Trojan ball. It's a good break there for the Trojans. Kind of bailed Drake Whirl out. She had that turnover. Here's Sands to inbound. She'll get it in the backcourt for J.C. Murphy. 5.5 to play here in this fourth quarter. 50-38. Trojans just haven't been able to shake them. They've kind of maintained a double-digit lead throughout most of this ball game, the most of the last 3 quarters, but just trying to get out of here. Fighting this home team. Free throw. Jada off the glass. No good. Rebound pulled out by Fredonia, and here they come. In transition. Solander. Good hustle by Whirl. And there's a travel. Yep. He called it. He didn't want to, and then
no.
It was a close one, I'll tell you why, because you got to determine like that
when they had
how she had possession of the basketball. Yeah. And that's a tough one. I mean, that's a tough call against the Yellow Jackets, but fortunate for the Trojans. High post for Whirl. She needs help. Got to get rid of the ball. You can't hold on to it forever. Got to go. And a 5 count.
Got to make a decision.
That's a couple of not great possessions there by the Lady Trojans. You need to take some time off the clock, but you also need to be consistent and be concise with what you're trying to pull off here. Solander outside, a foul away from the basket. And Drake's having a rough couple of possessions here for the Lady Trojans. Her 3rd personal foul. Team foul number 8 on the Lady Trojans, and that'll send Allie Miller to the free throw line to shoot 2, 1 of 2 on the night from the free throw line for Miller. And
well, you know, as much as a role as Sydney Crane's played tonight, she sat down on the bench with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Trojans have kept this lead at 12, gotten some good production with her on the bench. So
good point. Here's Sands. And just
feed
Brittany Bailey's just begging for it down there, and she was open for a moment.
Just throw it in there.
Valley outside. Again, just trying to take some time off the clock. There's Whirl. She'll give it to Murphy. JC, pull up, jumper, no good.
Oh,
and rebound
close.
Pulled out of there by
that did everything but go
Yellow
in.
Jackets. Yep, pulled out of there by Sommer. She'll bring it up the floor, top of the key, approaching the halfway point of this fourth quarter. Trojans up by 12. Give, down inside. Miller, shot no good. Hard foul by Bailey, and Britley's got to be careful.
Yeah, I think they could have called a walk there as well because that pivot foot slid, but a lot of contact going on above that.
Bailey will pick up her 3rd, team foul number 9, and Miller going back to the free throw line to shoot 2 this time. She missed the front side of a 1-and-1 a moment ago. She's missed 2 in a row now. Bailey will sit down with those 3 fouls. Get a little coaching as she comes to the bench. Coach tells her, you're almost 6 foot tall. Stand up there and get big and don't bring that hand down.
Yep, when you slap down at the ball, you're going to get a foul call almost every time.
3:53 rather to play here in this ball game. Trojans trying to get out of town. There's Murphy. Down inside, whirl. She'll turn around, jumper, good. Boy, Drake, good take there by her. And nice little redemption for Drake. And a 52-39, back to a 13-point ball game. Murphy fighting for it. And she'll knock it out of bounds. JC has put herself in an effort tonight. And a timeout going to be taken by the Yellow Jackets. 52-39, 3:31 to play in the ballgame. Can the Trojans hold on down the stretch of this one? We'll find out. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Oh, my. Right out of the buzzer.
Oh, wow.
Right out of the break, and Solander nearly drops in
almost
another one
hit
from
it.
the plug-ins here on the court. Trojans get a break there. She knocks that one down. This place might go nuts.
I think that's where the volleyball net goes.
That's not plug-in? Why would there be a plug-in in the middle of the floor?
You know.
Oh, goodness.
She used some power tools out there.
Been doing this for almost 20 years. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Here's Sands with it on the left wing. High post for Ferguson.
She got to do something with it.
They'll skip it back out. They called that there. Fredonia called that timeout. And I'm guessing coach used some of that time to talk about their stall game, just trying to. Oh my!
Oh wow!
Whirl shooting one for the free throw line. Elbow no good. Driving up the floor. Robinson. She'll put one up. No good. Loose ball pulled out of there by Robinson. Ball out to Solander. Solander. No good. Rebound pulled out of there by Jada Valley. Open frame there. Fortunately for the Trojans. And a timeout going to be taken by Coach Herlocker. He needs to get City Crane to the ballgame. She set out from the 3-minute mark of the third quarter to the 2:26 mark here of this fourth quarter with those 4 fouls. Need to get her out there just to be able to run this stall game. Again, we'll be back in action tomorrow. The Trojan men will be, we know for sure, playing the nightcap at 8:30 against Caney Valley. Lady Trojans, if they win here, they'll be playing Leon Bluestem at 6:45 right here in this gymnasium. They can hold on to a 13-point lead here for the final 2:26. If they win, the Lady Trojans would be in the championship game at 4:45 on Saturday. If they were to lose tomorrow to Bluestem, they would be in the 10 a.m. game.
Oh! Man, I'll be rooting for them so hard to win that game. So hard.
You might just want to stay over here.
Yeah, I'll just set up a tent in the yard out here.
10 a.m.
Jeez.
On Saturday. So, yeah, we're rooting. I mean, we don't root. We're supposed to be unbiased broadcasters.
Oh, come on. It's not called Unbiased Sports Live.
That's right. Oh, goodness. So, the Trojan rooting for that chance in the championship game. Lady Trojans will have it here. Got to get through this one, take on Bluestem, and do it tomorrow. I'm not sure how many times the Trojans have ever faced Bluestem. I don't know what their mascot is.
Isn't it a weed?
I should know. I don't think so.
Isn't Bluestem a plant?
They won a 2A baseball championship a year ago. On the boys' side, baseball, obviously. Lady Trojans trying to hold on here for the final 2 minutes. Again, bringing Crane out there, and just been some contact. This ball's gone in backcourt a couple of times, but then because of the tight defense of the Yellow Jackets, here's Crane. She'll cross over, throw one up, and get a little English on it. She had to score in this frame to get a bucket in each quarter, and she does that. Largest lead of the ball game now is 15. 54-39. Out around top of the court. Key now dump off inside, turn around, shot up. And good defense really by JoJo. Going strong up in there, but good contact to drive at it for Allie Miller. And she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Ferguson will pick up her 4th personal foul, no, her 3rd. And Miller will go to the free throw line here to shoot 2. First one's up and good. She is 3 out of 6 from the free throw line here in this ball game. 54-40. And she made them both. Crane, cross, Ferguson, shot, right hand good. JoJo's got 4 for the Lady Trojans. Back to that 15-point lead here, a minute to play. Trojans going to advance to the second round in the winner's bracket. Shot up there and good by Smith. She's been a bright spot for them here in the second half for Fredonia, but it might be, again, like you said, maybe a little too late. Ferguson, shot missed it. Wide open look there and a nice dish by Crane, but up the floor they go. Murphy stride for stride there. And watch out for her. She'll shoot that from out there. Solinger will drive, though. A little runner with the left hand, no good. Left it short, and it's going to go out of bounds. And
she'll shoot that from out in the lobby.
That would be a shot because it would be behind the basket at this point.
Yeah.
That would be pretty impressive.
Through a concrete block wall.
30 seconds to play. Evans Motors postgame show coming your way in just a little bit. We'll talk to the head coach of the Lady Trojans, Brad Herlocker, get reset for tomorrow's action. Back over here in Fredonia. Crane will set her feet and fire for 3. No good. And rebound pulled out of there by the Yellow Jackets. Final 13 seconds. Solender. Right side. Sommer. She'll pull a 3. No good. And rebound pulled out of there. And Trojans will hold, and that'll do it. 56-43 going to be your final score. Lady Trojans kind of escape one. It never doesn't feel like escape because they were in double-digit lead throughout most of the game, but never could quite pull away.
Yeah.
And that was to the effort of the Fredonia Yellow Jackets. Got to give them some credit, but the Lady Trojans do what they need to do to get the win, and they win it by 13, 56-43 here, and it's a sweep for the Trojans. Trojan men won earlier tonight, 65-48 over Neodesha. Trojan ladies win 56-43 here over Fredonia. Both advance to tomorrow. The Lady Trojans will go on at 6:45. Men will follow tonight, tomorrow night, right here on Girard Sports Live. We're going to step away, take a quick break. We'll come back and start to talk about this one. We'll recap it, get your final stats, player of the game, and talk to Coach Herlocker next here on the Evans Motors postgame show, brought to you by Evans Motors, helping people get on the road since 1935. Stop by the lot just south of Pittsburgh. See Nate or Eddie for a test drive and let them find you the vehicle that is right for you. Check out their online showroom at evansmotors.net. Lady Trojans win at 56-43. We'll talk about it next on the Evans Motors postgame.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the 4-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
Norris Outdoor has a huge selection of quality billboards spread throughout southeast Kansas, giving you the ability to put your business in front of thousands of customers daily. But did you know? Norris Outdoor can also be where you get your next digital sign for your business, school, church, or sports venue. Norris Outdoor Signs is now a distributor of Sky Slate digital signs, giving you direct from the manufacturer pricing and giving your business a brand new look with high-resolution digital signage. To learn more, call Jared Norris at 620-249-7462. Norris Outdoor is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
First National Bank of Girard is proud to be the oldest bank in Crawford County, serving the area since 1878. With 139 years of experience, it's no surprise First National Bank of Girard has such a great reputation for quality customer service. First National Bank of Girard is committed to providing the best quality products and services, including online banking and bill pay, loans, CDs, and more. Use the convenient drive-up window or come on in and see all of the friendly faces at First National Bank of Girard, a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Back here on the Evans Motors post-game show, BJ Harris alongside me, the head coach of the Girard Lady Trojans, Brad Herlocker, and his interviews is always brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust. Be sure to go pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue mascot debit card. Serving the area for 30 years, Community National Bank and Trust, proud to be a supporter of Girard schools. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. And Coach, we had to feel good to get out here and get playing again. We talked about the tough game against Pittsburgh, and then time off with the weather, and just overall had to feel good for you girls just to get out there and run a little bit.
Yeah, I felt sorry for my wife. It was a pretty long layover there between our last performance, and our last performance was not indicative of who we are as a basketball team. And I didn't even have to say it. We had several hustle plays out there defensively early on that I felt like really got us up. And J.C. Murphy, who's been in the program, this is her fourth year in the program, first time out, that's Lady Trojan basketball right there, girls. And so, just good to see that fight in the girls, and I knew it was there, knew it was always there, and just got to continue to build off of this.
Yeah, we talked about her quite a bit during the broadcast, and we haven't named our players of the game yet, but I thought JC helped set the tone a little bit. And then you mentioned two girls, and program girls that are that hustle player, Gabby Sands as well. You can tell defensively they kind of lead the way for you guys, and it set the tone early on in the ball game. This was a workman-type game. You got that lead and just kind of maintained it, but some of that was Sydney got into foul trouble. What's it tell you that you were able to have her off the bench for so long in that second half and still come through on the game?
That was the thing, and I had a number in my mind of if the lead got down to a certain number that she was going to be coming back in the game, and to the credit of all the other girls, they stepped up, and it never got down to that number. So I finally, out of luxury, was able to hold her out for pretty much 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes, and then put her in there at crunch time at the end. So could not be more pleased with the girls' effort. And again, like I said, it was Sydney had a tremendous game when she was out there. Yeah. If you went points per minutes, it's pretty high. Yeah. But the rest of the kids did their part too and stepped up. And when she was in foul trouble and out of the game, did a nice job.
One of them that did step up is Brittany Bailey. You're starting to kind of see her maturation a little bit tonight. She averaged about 4.5 games. She had 9 tonight, and did it when they needed to down the stretch.
Yeah, she's one that we keep talking about it, I think, but she missed a week and a half of practice at the very beginning of the season. So that really, as a sophomore, that really put her behind the 8 ball as far as maturing and knowing X's and O's and knowing everything. And she's finally up to speed on that. And she's always been athletic, and so I think she has a very bright future in our program.
All right, so what's it like now? You got to kind of turn and burn. You got to be back here tomorrow at the tip of around 6:45, 6:30. I don't know what time it says, but and you play blue stem. Can't imagine you know a ton about blue stem, but maybe you surprise me and have a secret stash of video and everything else on them. But
well, I do. I do prepare for people, and they're a real up-tempo team. They're one of those unorthodox teams. They're a type of team that we've struggled against a little bit this year. They're going to pressure you sometimes to where either they're going to get a layup out of it or you're going to get a layup out of it. And I hope our kids are strong with the basketball like they were tonight, and we get layups out of that. And they also have a guard that has hung 40 this year, and if you follow basketball too much in high school basketball, you don't see 40 many times. It takes a pretty elite player to do that. So we have our hands full, but if the girls play like they did tonight, we'll have a chance.
All right, Coach. We appreciate your time as always, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Head coach of the Girard Lady Trojans, Brad Herlocker, joining us here on the Evans Motors postgame show. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll have your final numbers and wrap things up here from Fredonia. Trojans both win tonight here and both move into the winners bracket here in the Wilson County Classic. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Back here one final time here on the Evans Motors postgame show. The Girard Lady Trojans victorious here earlier tonight, 56-43 just a moment ago. In fact, and the Trojan men won 65-48 again. The ladies will play tomorrow at 6:45. I'm going to find out that I kind of flubbed
That's
it there.
correct. That's what I have written down.
6:45, yep. Boys will play following that. They have it on the schedule at 8:30 and trying to shoot for that. But we'll have it all for you right here on Girard Sports Live. We'll have that beginning around 6:30 tomorrow here from Fredonia. The Lady Trojans win at 56-43. Take a look at your final stats brought to you by Westridge Assisted Living, allowing seniors to remain active and enjoy their daily lives in a worry-free, stress-free environment. Stop by and see Kathy and Girard to learn more about what Westridge Assisted Living has to offer your loved ones. For the Fredonia Yellow Jackets, 13 points from Jordan Smith, 12 points from Whitney Solander, the killer from down deep. She had 3 threes in the ball game. She had 12 for the contest. 8 points for Allie Miller, and then 2 points apiece for Sheridan Sommer, Jenna Ostrowski, and Ashlyn Reddick, and then 1 point for Katie Robinson for the Yellow Jackets. For the Lady Trojans, a quiet 24 points for Sydney Crane. The coach said points per minute. I don't know if that's a stat anybody keeps, but it would be a good one because she did. She sat for about 6 minutes in this game and still had 24 points. 9 points from Brittany Bailey. I'll go find this out maybe before tomorrow, but I think a season high, probably a career high for her in points. 7 points for J.C. Murphy. 6 points for Drake Worrell. 4 points for JoJo Ferguson. 3 from Gabby Sands and 2 from Kinsey Smith for the Lady Trojans. Your final stats brought to you by Westridge Assisted Living. Got to name our player of the game. Brought to you by Brocob Construction, where they specialize in new home construction. To learn more or to get a free estimate, call Matt Brocob at 620-687-2381. And we were debating about this a little bit. We'll split it. I'll go with J.C. Murphy for my player of the game.
I'll go with Brittany
Bailey. Both those girls I thought were big tonight for the Trojans and did a nice job of kind of carrying the water when they needed to down the stretch of the contest. Those are our players of the game, brought to you by Brocob Construction. That's going to do it for us tonight. Here, yes, sir.
FYI, Blue Stem are the Lions.
The Lions. Did you find that? Oh,
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I look at signs.
Blue Stem Lions.
That's right.
Now I know.
All right.
The
more you know.
From out there on Speed Trap USA, and luckily we don't have to go that far west to get to that game. We'll just be in Fredonia tomorrow. We'll have it for you Pre-game coverage again will start around 6:30. Tip-off set for 6:45. It's tournament play, so stay with us. They will run early if they can, and so we'll have it for you. Go to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll give you a notification when we go live, so you know when to tune in. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Final score on the boys' side: Trojan men win it 65-48. They will play Caney Valley. Trojan women win it 56-43. They will play Blue Stem tomorrow here from the Wilson County Classic. For Josh Letter, I'm BJ Harris saying good night. You've been watching Trojan.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Augustine sets a feed, fire three. Good!
Girard Sports Live is presented by Crocan Telephone, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance, Jenny Collins Agency, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Brumback Service Center, Call Service, Chicken Annie's of Girard, Chris Paoni, DDS, Community National Bank and Trust of Girard, Evans Motors, Exchange State Bank, Farm Bureau Financial Services, First National Bank, Fort Scott Community College, G&W Foods Family Super, Girard National Bank, Canar Eye Care, Larrett Ceramics, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drug, McClellan Sanitation, Medical Lodges Girard, Norris Outdoor, Pearls and Curls Boutique, Producers Co-op Farm Store, Producers Cooperative Association, TJ Belcher at State Farm Insurance, and Westridge Assisted Living.
Off to Hanson. Hanson, he'll drive. Libya, little runner with the right hand. Good, and the foul. Libya Hanson gets the bucket and the foul.
This is Girard Sports Live.